welcome to It's All Geek to Me, the pop culture chat show where a bunch of friends with varying degrees of nerd knowledge get together each week to have a chat about all things geek. My name is Rich Gittins, and joining me this week and every week, riding up shotgun next to me, is my buddy Chris Lumb. All right, mummy. And
Hello.
sat with the backseat all to himself, it's Gary Miceli.
Hey.
All right, Gary, how are you?
I am great. I am in Wales right now.
Really? Did you mean to come dressed as the Jim Carrey in Dumb and Dumber tonight?
Yes, I did.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
You look good. I appreciate that, Gary. How are you, Lummy? How's life?
All right, not too bad. Can't be bad. Ain't too bad.
Brilliant, fantastic. And we're missing Natalie and Webby this week. Webby is on his honeymoon, and Natalie's with him. Look at that. Look at that. We're hoping for some holiday snaps for next week's show for them to come and dish the gossip of their holiday. But we got some exciting news this week because we've got a trailer for The Boys Season 3. We got some news from Stranger Things Season 4. Season 4 Stranger Things now.
Season 4.
And we got some Black Summer Season 3 news as well. It's all going on this week, chaps. It is all going on. But before we get on with that, what's going on in NYC, Gary?
It's great because I traveled from Liverpool to Belfast and then back to Wales. It only took me a few minutes.
Really?
Yeah.
Fantastic. Fantastic. And what did you see on that journey, Gary? What was the best thing you saw on that journey?
Wow. There's so many things that come to mind. But I think the best thing that I saw was humanity. I saw
that's nice,
I saw
isn't it?
people again. And after COVID, it's great to just see people out and about.
Where did you travel between again?
Belfast, Liverpool, and then after that I went to Oxford.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
You must be shattered. You must be absolutely exhausted.
Did you take your Danny DeVito pillow with you?
I did take that, yeah.
Have you actually got a Danny DeVito pillow going?
No.
Should we get you a Danny DeVito pillow? I think we should do that. We should have a whip around and get a Danny DeVito pillow. Natalie, Smeaton, we miss you. You're on a train.
Oh. It's Natalie.
You're a live train. Feed up.
Come on, Nat. Join us from the quiet carriage.
Shall I put the invite up?
She's got the invite. She's got the invite.
Oh, she's got the invite, yeah.
It's in the group.
Yeah,
Group chat.
live stream from the train, Nat. Come on.
Right, well, welcome everybody to the show. Feel free to comment, just like our buddy Big T Moore has done. Howdy, Big T Moore. Feel free to leave a comment, like the heck out of this video, and share it amongst your friends. They'll love you forever, I promise. Right. Yes, Gary, best things in life are free. That's not technically true. Some things that you get for free are shit, Big T. Let's be honest.
What's the shittest thing you've ever got for free?
I think I've talked about it on the show before. It was a Christmas present I got, and it was a collection box, and it had a calculator. Oh my God. Did you just say what I thought you said?
Yeah. Herpes.
Brilliant. It was a calculator, a can of deodorant, and some tennis socks, all in one collection box. And I thought, that they don't go together.
But separate, you're on fire with them.
Separate, you're on fire. Absolutely. Right. What's the worst free gift you've ever had, Lummy?
Oh God, I don't know.
You put me on the spot.
I wasn't ever big on, like stickers you got at dentist.
Right, okay.
I always thought you should get a bit more than that.
Would you?
Just being rooting around in your mouth is a sticker. It's like, no, don't work like that.
It's funny because as a kid, I was never actually particularly into stickers. I went through kind of various phases of kind of a Panini football sticker album or something like that, or wrestling. But now I'm an adult. I've got this box that my laptop sits on for this show, and I want stickers for it. And currently, I've only got 3 stickers, and one of them is my COVID vaccine sticker. So if anybody has any spare stickers knocking around, get in touch, send them my way, and I can decorate my It's All Geek to Me box. Hey, look, Bobby, how you doing?
Bobby
School
Blind.
dinners.
School
School
dinners.
dinners. I used to
Kick
like
up
my
the
school
arse.
dinners.
Bob,
Kick up
Bob
the
Foot.
arse.
Bob's here. And Big T Martin STD.
Like Gary, did you give it to each other? That's ooh.
Also, was it free or did you have to pay for the person you were getting it from, Gary? Come on.
Slanderous. That's slander. That is, Chris.
I had to pay because at the time I was traveling. I was walking from Oxford to Manchester.
It wasn't free.
And no, it was not free. And but
Invalid.
You spend a lot of time in Oxford, Gary, when you're traveling.
I do.
You always seem to be going, what is it about Oxford in particular that makes you want to return?
it's the smell. It's the smell. I just love the smell.
Yes. Hope and desperation, that classic mono mix. That
No, that's the
heavy
tube
scent.
in it. That's the tube in London.
That is the
That's
tube.
smells,
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah.
Hope and desperation.
Right. Shall we have a look at a trailer for the Boys season 3? I'm hoping this will play because I've got a really bad track record of videos that I bring to the table playing on this. But let's see. Fingers crossed. Here's a little video of the Boys season 3. It's a long one, so we're going to have to stop and talk periodically.
Cam. Maybe a superhero, but I'm also just a man who fell in love with the wrong woman. Just a man who fell for the wrong woman. Fell for the wrong woman. But out of crisis comes change. Out of crisis comes change. I spent the last year really slowing down and reconnecting with myself. And I am very excited for everyone to meet the real me.
There's something wrong with Homelander. There's some.
So, I don't know if you remember where did you watch The Boys at all, Gary?
No, but I can tell you, as soon as you said I'm just a boy that fell in love with the wrong woman, I thought Johnny Depp.
Topical, Gary. That's why we love you,
Very
man.
good.
You bring
Very
all
good,
the
Gary.
topical comedy from your travels to the show.
Oxford.
So at the end we saw Homelander, this chap here, at the top of a building, relieving himself and kind of convincing himself that he's worthwhile and that he is it. He'd kind of fallen foul in kind of public opinion. So I guess this is him trying to go on the offense and go on full PR mode.
Something broken. He's lost his fucking mind.
Love, Mommy, Daddy, and Abu. Hey, yo!
We've been on the straight and narrow all year. No killing soups, no drinking. Even follow Hugh Campbell's orders without strangling him.
Now you're just being cruel.
Or maybe you're not such an asshole.
So that's cool. So it looks like Butcher and Hugh have met up again because Hugh was going off when we left him. He was going off and pursuing more of a political career. He was going to go and help out somebody who was like running for senator or something like that. But she was a soup as well. We saw that actually she's perhaps not as squeaky clean as Huey thinks she is. But Butcher looks like he's gone on the straight and narrow. Is that a police car at NYC I can hear in the background, Gary?
It's a bust.
Yeah.
They've found you out, Gary. They've come for you. You better do a runner. It's like catch me if you can.
Speaking of which, have you guys ever been to Brighton Beach in East Sussex?
Yes.
I think we all should go there.
Fantastic. Should we do it after we've finished watching the trailer for Boys Season 3?
Yeah, it's one of my favorite nudist beaches.
Good.
Sure. Let's just let you believe that that's a nudist beach. That's going to be a nice surprise for everybody when we go and
We'll
visit.
see you
Gary.
there.
Right, here we go.
People have superpowers.
But real power isn't this. It's the ability to bend the world to your will.
The gloves are off. Thought we could fight Vought the right way, but we can't. It's all rigged. We have to do it your way.
We're all we've got. It's up to us. I think I have something. Maybe we can use it to blow Homelander's fucking brains out.
What's this?
Makes you a soup for 24 hours. You're gonna need it.
The whole point of what we do is that no one should have that kind of power.
Whoa! So Butcher becomes a soup. Wowzers. So basically, superheroes, I don't know if you know anything about it, Gary, but superheroes, we find out in kind of end of season 1, beginning of season 2, that the soups are manufactured. That they're kind of taken as kids. That there's a serum that is given to people to make them superheroes, and there's a big corporation that kind of controls all of that. And Butcher is trying to take down all of the soups because he thinks they're sons of bitches.
For once, I'll level the fucking playing field.
I show people the real me. I mean, they fucking love me.
By the heroes and
Fuck!
3rd of June.
Christ, Soldier Boy.
Crikey, Soldier Boy is one of the new characters in it, and apparently he is all kinds of scary. But 3rd of June, we've got loads of things coming out in the next kind of few weeks.
Well, we've got
very excited about that.
We've got Obi-Wan, haven't we, coming out end of May, and so June, boys, and we've got Jurassic Park coming out in 10th of June as well.
Oh, really?
A few things.
Top
Gun's out. Is that next week?
Yeah.
Well, on June the 16th, we've also got Black Summer, season 3. I don't know if either of you have watched any of that.
No.
Brilliant zombie series. Season 1 and 2 I thoroughly recommend. They're beautiful. And they're taken from different people's perspectives, and then the stories kind of intertwine. It's almost like playing a computer game. It's brilliant. And also a poster.
Oh, Martin said, hello, Martin. Did I hear that teaser trailer of the new Predator today? Oh, we'll have to have a look. We'll see.
I did not know that. Maybe you could have a look at that.
Got a few like season 1 and 2 otherwise, yeah.
Yeah, it's brilliant, Big T. Such a brilliant show. Such a brilliant show. Yeah, and also coming up, we've got the new poster for season 4 of Stranger Things.
Oh, that's nice. It's nice.
Isn't that good? It looks awesome.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to that. I'm really looking forward to Stranger Things. How are we doing with Better Call Saul? Is anyone?
Yep,
finished that yet?
I'm watching it every Wednesday. So it's only on every Wednesday.
Of course it is. It's episodically, isn't it? Yeah.
Loving it. It's good.
I haven't actually watched it. I'm waiting until it all comes out. I'm going to binge it all in one go.
I kind of wish I'd have done that because you do get to end of every episode going, I want to watch next one.
Yeah,
I got that. And I don't know if any of you watched The Ozark, but that.
Yes.
Did you finish watching it?
Yes, indeed.
Good, wasn't it?
Yes, very good. No spoilers.
Did you watch The Ozark, Gary? I'm guessing no, because you haven't.
No, I don't. I was gonna start Ozark, but I had to travel from Bristol to Liverpool, so I didn't have the time.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, that is a busy schedule that you keep there, Gary, and then having to get all the way back to NYC to sell pianos to the rich and famous.
And then after this, I got to go to Leeds.
Have you really? You go to see Lummy.
Yeah, I'm just trying to get this
for Webby.
I'm just trying to get this Predator trailer for you. Hang on. Talk amongst yourselves. I'll try and get it.
All right, we will do that. So, Gary, have you? So now things are opening up more in America. Is things almost back to normal in America?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, it's just really rare that you see people without a mask right now. It's everyone's out and about doing their own thing, and it's like nothing ever happened.
Okay, fantastic. So are you going to have you changed what you're doing? Are you going out to see any shows or anything like that?
Yeah. Everything's pretty much back to normal. Especially getting vaccinated and boosted, and the way science and life is right now, I think it's pretty safe to go and do things. I've seen Broadway shows. none of it really stops me anymore.
Nice. Oh, that's all good. How are we doing with that trailer, Lummy?
It's 10 seconds.
All right. Well, I watched a film on Netflix original the other day, and I thought it sounded like a really cool film. The name of the film, not so much. It's called Play or Choose or Die. Okay, so not a great title, but it's basically the premise is couple of sort of millennials, not millennials, too young to be millennials. Millennials are like in their 30s now, aren't they? But these two 20-somethings are into computer games and retro games, and they find an old retro RPG game, sort of click and play game, and it basically takes over their real life, and it's kind of they're not allowed to leave the situation they're in until they complete the level, and then the next level starts at 2 a.m. the next night.
Yeah.
And so the premise of it is brilliant, but it's got Eddie Marsden in it, the British actor, and it's also got. Do you remember Angela Griffin?
Yes.
She was in Coronation Street. She went to our college before us. Yeah, she went to Park Lane. She's in it, and so I was kind of saw her name in the titles at the start, and I was like, well, I mean, it's got to be the same Angela Griffin because you can't have the same name. So I was watching it all the way through, and I was like, nah, didn't recognise her at all, didn't notice her.
Right, okay.
And then I thought, Googled it, and it turned out that like she's the mum, the old lady that's dying all the way through it. She's unrecognisable.
Wow.
But the film itself could have been better. There was a couple of sort of crappy script bits.
I mean, we've said it before on this show, and we'll say it again. It won't be any good as Peter Rabbit.
It was no Peter Rabbit 2, I've got to say. I mean, it's got big shoes to fill.
That's big rabbit shoes to fill. I've got that trailer for us.
So this is the Predator.
New Predator. I didn't even know the one coming out, but it's on Hulu. It says. So let's have a look.
So it's a TV series then.
I don't know. We'll have a. It's first I've heard about it, so let's have a.
Okay.
How the chuff is it? Hang on, got it here. It's called Prey. Let's see. Let's turn it down a bit.
Run! Bill Cosby's behind you.
Is that it? That's it? Can't you see Predator?
Wow, okay.
Oh, there's his hair. All right. What do you think?
I mean, not a lot of info. I guess that is a film then, not a series.
Hulu's usually... Is Hulu not usually series? Does anybody know in comments?
There's no information that we got from that trailer.
I think New Predator based on a book comic from 90s. Right, okay. Yeah, they did do a load of comic books, didn't they? Where they, you know, I assume that's either a planet or is it Earth, but in set years ago.
It's a prequel.
Yeah. Who knows? Who knows? I've not seen any of the
no.
Predator.
A TV show in the Predator franchise is reportedly being worked on by Hulu. That was back in December 21. So yeah, it's a prequel TV series. Cool.
Gary's music playlist I would watch. You know that song, Gary?
Yeah, it's crazy because I saw Big T Moore. I was walking out of Marks and Spencer. And
Popular British shop, Gary.
Yeah, and I saw him.
Do you know what I like to think that Gary's research of this show in the week has nothing to do with geek culture. All he does is go on Google Maps and Google British brands, and he's got this notice board up in his room, and he's got all these different sort of shop signs and places on a map, and it's all these sort of strings kind of like going from place like it's a real life murder kind of thing.
And he's committing murders in all those places.
Or he's trying to solve a real crime. You know, it's.
I think he'd be the murderer, wouldn't you, Gary, rather than the crime solver?
Yeah, I usually do that in Leeds or Oxford.
Always with the Oxford.
Yeah.
It's basically being shopped as Last of the Mohicans with Predator.
Oh.
Well, I've got something to play for you. See what you think of this. Let me try and hang on. Let me see if I've got this for you. This is let's see what you make of this. I'm not even going to set it up. You ready for this?
Change me apart. Kimi wa naze tatakai tsuzukeru no ka inochi o kakete hitosuji ni muteki no otoko Spider-Man.
So
I absolutely love the music. That's amazing. That should go on your playlist, Gary. When you're walking between Liverpool and Oxford next, you should be listening to that. Just
I literally found it. It's a full thing. It's like 20 odd minutes long. This Spider-Man Japanese episode. It's like what?
It's strangely entertaining.
Yeah, it's all on there.
I'm kind of fascinated by the fact that is he fighting Optimus Prime, or is Optimus
God
Prime?
knows. Well, it's the thing to throw robots and everything in it, I guess. So
I guess so, but that's definitely a Transformer robot.
Yeah, it's from 1978. That.
Wow. It's funny, the licensing, isn't it? How they kind of what they're allowed to do in other countries if it doesn't affect the canonic brand in the US, Australia, and the UK. That's amazing.
Yes.
that does look like a Webby dream.
Seen that one, Best Spider-Man. Yeah.
Brilliant. That specific is that a TV series or was that from a film?
Well, it's the whole thing's 25 minutes long, so it must only be like an episode of something. But there were the old Spider-Man series from the USA with the. I've seen that one. That were back. I don't know when that was made, but that had Nicholas Hammond, was it?
Yeah, I used to watch that when I was a kid. I used to love watching Sunday afternoons. That was all.
Yeah, it was good.
Brilliant.
I saw Nicholas Hammond. I was walking out of Fortnum and Mason, and
right. Yeah.
And he was there, and I was like, "Hi," and he was like, "Hi."
Right. Is this true, Gary, or is this one of because whenever you start a story with so I was doing and I then stopped believing you.
Well, I was in Fortnum and Mason.
Well, somebody's on the Gary, I am kind of fascinated by Gary. I feel really mean that I just kind of ask you questions all the time. You do fascinate me, Gary.
What's this? Have you seen the Call of Duty trailer with Godzilla and King Kong? What?
Amazing. Was that a new Call of Duty game, Martin?
I have to
that sounds fantastic. Is that in the zombie content or is that in the online or
he'll tell us
the main story mode? That's going to be fascinating.
I'm going to see if I can find it, but we'll see.
That I guess that leads me on to my next question. Hey Gary, would you rather have a retro game or would you rather have a new house?
A retro game or a new house? I'd probably have
Yeah.
a new house.
You don't like a new house? Lummy, what about you? Retro game or a new house?
New house.
A new house. Yeah, I'd probably like the new house as well. Well, if you had a retro game, you could potentially buy yourself a new house because retro gaming became a massive thing during the pandemic because not many new games were being released and things like that. There was a big hold up. And so people kind of went back to their roots, dug out their old N64s and their 8-bit Nintendos and their Master Systems and dusted them off. And somebody sold a boxed, unopened copy of Sonic the Hedgehog. How much do you think they sold it for, Gary? How much do you think they sold that for? Brand new or old, but obviously unopened.
Was it
in
graded?
A sealed box. Sorry?
Was it graded?
Yeah.
I would. I'm gonna guess over $400,000.
Have you read this article? It was exactly $400,000.
What?
Really?
$400,000. It was so much money. The inventor of Sonic the Hedgehog in Japan was like, "Nah, don't believe it," and somebody had to like show him the actual article about it, and he was like, "What the what?
Why so much so? Because surely you can just buy these old retro games anyway. They're not
Because it's sealed and it's
Right.
never been played before. It's completely unopened. I mean, I guess the same as with figures and stuff like that. I guess it's really, really rare to find an unopened copy of a game like that. But actually, that wasn't that much because an unopened edition of Super Mario Brothers just a few months before, what do you think that sold for?
Oh my God, that has to be over $1 million. Has to be.
No.
No?
Over $1 million, was it?
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
It was $2 million.
What?
$2 million for an unopened original Nintendo original Super
Bloody
Mario
hell.
Brothers.
How much is
sealed
Duck Hunt
and
worth?
everything.
Duck Hunt worth?
Oh, imagine that Duck Hunt with the
With the scope
actual-
and the.
yeah. I never had Duck Hunt actually. Not a massive fan of it. What was your favourite retro game? And if you could get hold of a retro game, opened or unopened, what would you get? Something you used to play when you were a kid.
Well, I mean, do you mean to sell back on? Because you can play all these retro games anyway, can't you? You can get like emulators and things, so it's not like you need.
Actually, I got one of these.
Oh yeah,
it's brilliant. Yeah, it's got like 100 games on it.
Yeah,
awesome, like Shinobi and stuff like that. Fantastic. But if there was a game that you could play again, or that you've never played, that you played as a kid and you've never played since, is there?
I can't think of any because I've always played them on the things afterwards. Even the ones where you couldn't finish them, I was like, I'm going to go finish this game finally on the emulator.
So there was a game. It was an arcade game, and I had it for my Spectrum Plus 2. And it was a man that could breathe fire. It was a 3D sort of game. No, was it? It might be a sort of semi-3D sort of game. And it was a man who could breathe fire, and he could get power-ups to breathe fire in different ways. So you could or he could like shoot fireballs. And he had to go through, I think it was like a barbarian-y sort of game, and he had to go through all these different levels. And I absolutely loved this game. I remember going on holiday to like Gran Canaria as a kid and spending the entire 10 days that I was there at this arcade game just playing it. And I can't remember the name of it, and I've never been able to find it since. I think it was a Konami game.
Fire breathing barbarian, the game. That's where it's.
That wasn't it.
Classic.
If somebody tells me the name, I would know it straight away. As soon as the name, I think it was Konami that produced it.
Barbarian.
No, I don't think it was just called Barbarian.
Isn't Konami a type of like shrimp or something?
Isn't that unagi?
Konami.
I don't know. Being a vegetarian,
fire breathing game.
Have you never heard of Konami? It's a games production house.
Yeah, they did the Turtle games, didn't they?
Yeah. What's the best arcade game that you've ever played?
I used to
The
like
Turtles game was up there. That was brilliant.
Turtles was good. So
Yeah,
was Simpsons.
Turtles.
Simpsons was good.
Brilliant.
But I did once play a Spider-Man arcade game. Was it Spider-Man and the X-Men? And that it were good because it zoomed out when you were climbing up the buildings. It went really small and we were swinging about and everything. Then it zoomed in to fight all the bad guys. It was good. I think it was just Spider-Man arcade. It was called.
I never played that.
It was a good one.
We used to have an arcade game in my. Because I lived in a hotel. I was working in a hotel. We used to have some. I convinced my mum and dad. Like, you should just get out. We had a couple of pool tables. I was like, just get an arcade game. Just get an arcade game. You're not paying for it. Basically, they just come, put it in your house, and you split the money. That's how it works. So they got pole position. Do you remember the old Formula One game? So and then the next one they got was the Turtles game, and then I got them to get Street Fighter 2. So I was just like, brilliant. Yeah, I was really popular.
Saber Wolf, ZX Spectrum, loved it. Yeah.
Saber Wolf, that's such a great game. It's such a great game. I used to
Wipeout.
PlayStation 1, yeah. They bought out a couple of other editions of that though, didn't they? I think there was like a
Best Arcade R-Type, yeah, that was good. Yeah.
Which one was R-Type?
It was a little ship where you're flying around and it had there was this big alien beast thing in it, like a curly thing, if I remember correctly. I don't know. Operation Wolf.
Yeah.
Space Harrier. Oh, I bet you ragged your joystick on that one.
Was there called ER Kung Fu or something like that?
I don't know. R-Type's so good. A lot of love for R-Type.
ER Kung Fu. That's it.
What about point and click adventure games? Do you like those?
Loved point and click adventure games because I used to be really into. I don't know if you ever read the sort of choose your own adventure books, so like Steve Jackson and Ian Livingstone.
Do you know what? I'm going to try and get my. I wonder if I could get my Steam account up in here. Showing the screen.
That'd be awesome. We should get an old choose your own adventure book and we should play it.
I've got some.
One week, and we should get our viewers to play along. See what the dodgiest decisions we can make. Yes. Did you used to do them properly though? Did you used to work out how many health and stamina points, or did you used to literally just turn to page?
Oh, I do.
Oh, it's dead. No, I'm going to go back.
Yeah, I'd always save my page just in case, because you could die quite a lot, couldn't you? So yeah,
I used to love them. They were brilliant books.
Yeah.
And such a huge series as well. Like, must have made 100 of them.
Oh, there were loads, yeah. And then they got knockoff ones done, didn't they, where they just changed the title a little bit. They're like, whoa, you can't do that. Yeah. I'm trying to load my Steam account. I'm going to see if we can actually connect to a game, but I don't know if it'll work.
That'd be awesome. We can get an old retro gamer. So what was your favourite? What was the first? Because you're younger, slightly younger than us, Gary. So what was the first thing that you played games on?
I used to like. I remember playing the Tony Hawk Pro Skater games on the PlayStation.
So PlayStation 1 was the first computer/console that you ever.
Yeah, I remember that. And then Xbox came out. Then every year it seems like something else new would come out. Then my biggest memory was the Xbox 360.
Okay, so you missed out on the N64.
Yeah, I think that was a little bit before my time, although I did have them.
Did you play GoldenEye? GoldenEye.
And Sega Genesis, I had all that.
Right, now, so we didn't have the Sega Genesis over here. It was called the Sega Mega Drive.
Right.
It always used to confuse me as a kid. I was like, what the hell is this Genesis thing?
Did you have that game where you would put mayonnaise in a toaster and then you throw it at somebody?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a national pastime in England.
Toaster time.
Yeah. We used to call it mayo face.
Speaking of which, Chris, I want to ask you, can you tell me something that you will not put mustard on?
It's got to be a knob of butter.
Oh, Jesus.
Rich, what about you? What's something that you just never want to put mustard on?
I never want to put mustard on anything because I cannot stand mustard.
Oh, okay.
Don't like it. I'd be shit at a ball game in America. They put mustard on everything. They drink it. Those big hats with the straws filled with mustard. Mustard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try this. I don't know if it'll work.
On their apple pie, do you know what they have instead of custard? Mustard.
Yeah.
Are you going to be playing this now, Lummy?
I don't know if is it working.
Yes, and literally, Lummy, this is what I've been asking you to do forever.
Can you hear the music on your end?
No.
Hang on. No.
Because I can hear the music, but I don't think you can you?
No, but see if you can play. Well, if we're going to be talking over it anyway, see if it'll actually play.
Can you, Chris, can you tell us what's going on in the game as Harrison Ford?
Hang on.
Yeah, I can see him. I can't hear what he's saying.
Oh, why can't you hear it? Because I can hear it.
But if you turn the volume up,
how do you get the options? Where's the options?
I love how he just stands there and looks at you.
This is brilliant.
I'll just skip really the start.
Right. So when did this? So what was this released on originally?
So this was on Amiga and PC, and I think that was it. It'd start on it. And then
so did you ever play on an Amiga, Gary?
No.
So there was definitely a ranking, wasn't there, of computers? So it was kind of before. So we'd had sort of little old retro 70s Atari style consoles where it was like Pong and all that sort of stuff, and like Space Invaders, and then like you had things like the Auric One, which I had as a kid. I inherited it from my brother, and it was like really hard, clicky buttons, and they weren't fat keys like you get on a normal keyboard, Gary. They're like little hard, rubbery buttons. And then it was like the Spectrum Plus 2, which loaded tapes. Plus 3 had little hard disc that you slot in. No, yeah, it was it a hard or a floppy on us? Plus 3? I know on the Amstrad and the Commodore 64. So that was kind of the grading of it. So you'd have like Spectrum, and then you'd have the Amiga, Commodore 64, and then it was like the Atari ST. Sorry, no, Amstrad and Commodore 64, Amstrad CPC 464, Commodore 64, and then the next level up was the Amiga and the Atari ST. I think it was brilliant, wasn't it, Bobby? Absolutely amazing. I was so jealous of all my friends. So I had the Spectrum Plus 2, which I loved, but all my friends had like a C64, the Amstrad, the Amstrad, the Amiga, and the Atari ST.
I don't know.
What was the question?
I'm trying to get the options up, but I don't know how to do it. To turn the subtitles on for the rest of it, because I can hear what he's saying. It's really odd.
Richard, what do you think they're talking about?
Should we make up our own story for it?
Yes.
Icelandic antiquities. No. So is he in Iceland now, Lummy?
No.
He's in Leeds.
In New York.
Why is he getting an Icelandic periodical?
Because it's just his magazine he were in.
Brilliant.
Well, you push the crate out way and you can walk up to that.
So what year was this released?
1992, I think.
2021.
And is there any kind of action stuff, or is it all kind of?
It's there's action stuff in it as well. Eventually.
God. It's incredible how far computer games have come, isn't it?
Yeah. Let me try and fight this guy.
That's Webby.
What's the most disappointed you've ever been in a game? And
Right now.
Don't say this, Gary. You're just
right now, this very second.
Seriously, what is the most? Because there's loads of games that have come out that people like.
Here we go.
Like the Batman game. Here we are. Go on, Lummy. Go on, Lummy. Go on, Indy. Why is he fighting? It's like Biff. Not from Back to the Future, I'm assuming.
Yeah. Nearly got him.
Ah, come on. Oh, you got a cheeky little slow one. You're going to take him out, Lummy? His health's
Come
way
on,
down.
Come on, throw poop at him.
Come on. Yes.
There we go. I mean, this must be exciting for everybody watching.
I think it looks awesome. I genuinely think it's awesome. If we get the sound up going on this, or the subtitles, it'd be brilliant.
I know, I just don't know how to get to the options because there's no...
Is that a Viking hanging there, Lummy?
It's
Like
a
a ghost of a Viking.
spirit guide in it that she's on about. Have you never played this game?
Never.
It's a brilliant game. It's absolutely brilliant. The whole thing.
Is it, though?
Yeah, oh yeah, it is. I just don't know how to get to the options screen for some bizarre reason.
Well, maybe for next week we can have, or another week, we can just have a retro game night where we can take the piss out of you playing retro games.
There you go. It's still playing in background. I can't get rid of the sound. Quit the game, yeah. I've got, though, people mentioned in the comments some of the other point and clicks. Day of the Tentacle, have you ever played that?
No, I never played Day of the Tentacle.
Yeah, they're all good. They're all good. Sam and Max hit the road. Have you played
Sam and Max, you got me into Sam and Max.
Yeah.
When I had my PC, you gave me a copy of Sam and Max, I think.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Oh,
that was brilliant. Leisure Suit Larry, was that a clicking?
Yeah, Leisure Suit Larry. But yeah, in fact, I think I've got it on here. Got loads of games on here on Steam, but yeah, we'll have to try and figure out how to get the sound on with it.
That'd be awesome. It's literally what I've been wanting you to do for ages.
Yeah. At least we know we can share the thing. I just don't know why the sound came out. It was playing through it, you see, but maybe somebody in the comments knows. Full Throttle, great game, yes.
Full Throttle was a good game. Oh, God, we should have a retro game.
People remember playing text adventure games? Yeah, Hobbit on the Spectrum.
Text adventure games, what do you mean?
So basically, it was a screen and you typed in your actions and it sometimes drew a really crude picture.
Yes,
I
do. Yes, I do. It's the sort of thing that Ready Player One, the end of Ready Player One was based on.
Yeah.
The
Hobbit, I played that. I also played one called Shadows of Mordor, not the new Shadows of Mordor. It was a text adventure game, and you basically were climbing up mountains all the time, tying ropes onto bits of the mountain and climbing up the other bit. It were like, and you could never do it, or like what you meant to be doing. But at the time, I didn't even know what Lord of the Rings was because it was years ago.
Yeah. So that film I watched on Netflix, Choose or Die, that was a text adventure game. It was like, so you want to do this? Do you want to do this? Yes or no, or refill bottle, or that sort of thing. Walk through door. I didn't bring up a list of old Spectrum games. So I had this so I got mine for Christmas for Spectrum Plus 2, but it was my mum and dad had bought one that had been like the display one in the window of like Curry's or something like that. And Curry's is a shop that sells technical goods,
and also food, Gary.
Food, yeah. They sell spicy food that you can take home with your laptop. Exciting, right? And so we got the one, the display model, and because it was the display one, we got a discount on it, but it also came with 100 free games.
Wow.
And they weren't rubbish games; they were good games. I mean, it was things like Yi Kung Fu, Shinobi, or like really like cool games at the time. But because of the nature of a Spectrum and having to load up the games on a cassette tape, basically it came with like 9 cassette tapes with 11 games on each one, and then there was no separator, so you'd kind of have to play through. If you wanted to try and find a game that's like the 4th one on a tape, you'd have to play through the first. And these were like half an hour. These games seemed like they take like half an hour to load up. It was a right pain in the arse, but it made it so that you could copy games really easily.
Yeah,
just like tape to tape, copy it over, give it to your mate. But it did take a while. It's a commitment, wasn't it?
Yeah, these kids nowadays, like Gary, won't know they were born doing that. You know, in our day, Gary, we had to copy games that way in a cassette player. You won't know what one of them is.
Well, did you guys ever play Pap Ball?
Sorry, what?
It's called Pap Ball. What it is it's each player gets a basketball and you have to cover it in a mayonnaise, and whoever gets the most balls in the hoop gets a free pap smear.
You're an absolute dickhead, because I just found myself Googling Pat Ball.
I didn't even go on to Google for that one because I knew. Just knew it. Just knew Gary. Did you ever play the game full of shit, Gary? Did you ever play?
It was brilliant, Bobby. It was brilliant. I loved that game because you could actually go and buy equipment. It was great.
That was the game. That was the speech.
Have you guys, Chris or Rich, have you guys ever been slimed?
Yes.
Oh, like most nights.
All the time.
Oh, sorry. No, never. Yeah, no, that Ghostbusters game was great because it was. I thought, it was quite a groundbreaking great game because you could drive around and stuff like that. You could choose which fallout you're going to go to.
They used to do
That's
that.
exactly what he did. It was so exciting. It was so exciting. And then you could buy upgrades for your like proton pack and stuff, so you could catch ghosts. And it literally, it was just a ghost flying around, and you were either side, and you just had to zap it and get the trap out and catch it, and then you'd earn money for it. It was a brilliant game.
Who is the ghost?
Liberace.
Yes.
It was the Ghost of Liberace.
Right.
Of course. Yeah. Gary, how long before your lunch break? You're on a lunch break at the minute, aren't you?
Yes, I have 12 minutes. So
we have 12 minutes left of this show because we're all going to finish together like a circle jerk.
I was just going to say I love when I finish with you both.
We're going to finish like Thelma and Louise and Louise.
Exactly, driving over a cliff. Gary sat in the back seat.
Here's actually a question I want to ask you both. Obviously, we're big fans of movies, but here's my question: have you guys ever walked out of a movie?
Oh, that's a good question. Have you never walked out of a movie, Lummy?
I nearly have. I nearly walked out of Anaconda.
Yeah.
I didn't bother.
You were just like, "This is so bad, I'm done." And you just walked out.
No, I didn't mean to walk out of 7 Years in Tibet.
How do you not want to walk out?
Well, no, because basically, do you remember when Lummy worked at the cinema before me?
Yeah.
And so he used to get us into little preview screenings at like midnight. So when the cinema finished, the staff would be able to sit and watch a new film before anyone else got to watch it. And 7 Years in Tibet was one of the films. So I went to watch it, but I had a few beers before going to the cinema, and I just needed the toilet all the way through the film. And it got to the point I was like, right, I just got to go to the toilet. And I went to the toilet and came back, and the credits were going up. I was just like, no idea what happened in that film. Not a clue.
Didn't you walk out of the new Ghostbusters as well before you'd watched the end?
Yeah, I got the bladder of a 6-year-old child. I needed to go for a wee, and missed the.
It's prostrate.
Prostrate or prostate?
Prostrate.
Prostrate.
Prostate, but that's Okay.
I've fallen asleep in films. You know, Robin Hood with Russell Crowe. I fell asleep watching that.
Was it because you were tired, or you were like, "This is bad. Good night."
It's like I'm bored.
Yeah, Jaws 3D. I went to see as a kid for my birthday. I have no idea how. Is that an 18?
No, it'll be a 15. Will it?
No idea how 8-year-old me was able to go and see it though.
Oh, Jaws 3D. It might have been a PG. I mean, they were not really.
And I fell asleep during it. It's the first time I'd experienced anything in 3D, and I fell fast asleep.
If you guys can make your own Ghostbusters film, who would you have them fight against? Who would be the villain? Anyone you want. Ghostbusters versus someone. Just anyone you want.
I actually, as much as I loved the new Ghostbusters Afterlife, I was a little bit disappointed with the way that they dealt with Iro Shandor, sorry. I felt like that could have been just killing him off so quickly. Spoiler alert. I just thought they could have had actually him as, because there was such a deep history in the cult of Gozer, which he'd set up, and I just thought they could have done slightly more with it.
Yeah.
What about versus Gremlins?
Gremlins versus Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
Gremlins versus Ghostbusters. That would be interesting. Who would win in that fight, do you think? I think the Gremlins.
Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
Do you think?
Beetlejuice versus Ghostbusters.
Spike was Stripe or Spike? Stripe.
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 Of course. It's Stripe. Yeah, of course.
In the second one, I don't know.
Batman versus Ghostbusters.
Batman versus Ghostbusters. Ghostbusters every day. We've started rewatching the Harry Potter films again recently for like the 100th time. And I was saying the other day that I just think that I'd love to see a remake of those films. Because as we said before, the special effects in those films, you could pretty much make that film on your iPhone now. You know, some of the special effects are actually a little bit dodgy in it. And also, I'd like to see, as Webby has articulated perfectly, I'd like to see a director who can get kids to act.
Right.
Take the helm of that series of films. What film would you like to see remade, Gary?
Ooh.
Or computer game would you like to see remade? As we've been talking about computer games.
I always said I would like to see a movie about Willy Wonka before everything, when he was first getting the factory. But they are making that movie, I believe, with Timothy Chalamet.
Okay, that's a cool idea.
It's called Willy Wonka and the Nothing.
Willy Wonka and Nothing.
Willy Wonka and the prequel to Charlie and the Chocolate Man. Yeah, brilliant.
Yeah.
And what about you, Lily? What film or what
Willy Wonka and the Land Development. Yeah. He's just 2 hours of him filling fucking forms out. Now that's a film I'd make. I'd make that.
Brilliant.
Going, is it? What's my middle name? I haven't used it in so long. Willy Wonka, but what's my middle name? Willy Arthur Wonka.
Yeah.
What do you think Willy Wonka's middle name is, Gary?
Waldo.
Willy Wonka. That's a good one.
Yeah.
Willy Massive Wonka.
I'm gonna go for Jerome.
Willy Jerome Wonka.
Yeah.
Speaking of, did you answer the question about the remake? You said about Willy Wonka, didn't you? I'm trying to think what would make a really terrible prequel film. You know, like what would not need a prequel out of?
Okay, yeah. What is the worst prequel that you would like
think
to
of?
make?
Pretty Woman, and it doesn't need a prequel.
Yeah. So it's just there on the street. Like,
Just a really horrible one. Because that's the thing. Everything at the start of that is like the end of another film, actually. Because like the guy's just been killed. And I think that would be. So the lead up to that. Yeah, pointless prequels. That's a.
I've always wanted to see Titanic from the point of view of the iceberg.
Mm-hmm.
And I could have like loving like the iceberg.
Just watching the iceberg grow into a giant iceberg.
Yep.
You can have it 3 hours long and just see the ship in the distance getting closer and closer and closer until it bang.
And since it's animated, Chris Lumley could play all the parts.
I'd like a prequel of Castaway.
Yeah.
Just the island.
No, just Robin Williams just going about his regular life before nothing happens.
Tom Hanks.
Robin Williams, Jesus. Tom Hanks, yeah.
Tom Hanks delivering parcels and stuff, yeah.
That is it, yeah. 3 hours of Tom Hanks being really good at his job.
Yeah.
That's it.
Speaking of Tom Hanks, are you guys ever afraid? I'm sure. Well, I'm sure you guys have the Brady Bunch in London.
Yeah,
in the
yeah.
UK.
Only in London though. It didn't go anywhere out of London. Only in London.
Are you guys ever afraid like you'll be sitting there at home and like just like the Brady Bunch will come in and attack you?
Nah. I would fuck them up.
It's never really been a concern.
I'd fuck them up. What about
you mean the original or the remake cast?
The original.
Oh no, the original ones. No, the little girl. I can't remember her name. The little
Natalie Smeaton. Natalie Smeaton.
Natalie Smeaton. No, the little girl in it. I always thought she was quite scary. Actually, she looked like she'd be quite evil, like an evil little girl.
I've missed the comments here. Sorry, hang on. The Last Starfighter, I would like to see remade of Battle Beyond the Stars. Supposed to be doing a Last Starfighter sequel, aren't they? I don't know about remake. Best Willie was Gene Wilder.
Yes,
absolutely, absolutely.
Space 999 needs a remake. Yeah. Big Team always just thumbs up. Judge Dredd, the preschool years.
Although, kind of feel like I don't know if you've seen Wayne on Amazon Prime yet. Big T, it's insanely good. It's brilliant. It was a YouTube original, and they've only done one series of it, but it was made. The producers were the guys who produced Deadpool 1 and 2. But it's brilliant. But that's kind of you could kind of. It's like a young Dirty Harry, you know. But you can imagine it being a young Judge Dredd as well at the same time.
That's what prequel I would like to see. Back to the Future. How Doc and Marty met each other.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. I'm interested in how they actually became friends.
Because Marty was 18 in high school and Doc was like mid-40s.
What if it were like through a really dodgy website or something, or the alternative back then, like a phone, like Marty left his phone number on a card, or Doc had
toilet wall.
Yeah.
It's just...
For a good time ring Doc Brown, it'd be like, oh no, that'd absolutely destroy the films, wouldn't it?
Was Marty 18 in Back to the Future? I was
he was in high school.
Doc Brown said so.
But I mean, you don't start high school at 18, though, do you?
No,
I thought he was younger than that.
No, you can graduate. You graduate at 18.
I always thought he was like 16, 17. Maybe.
You could be.
Marty, if somebody comes knocking on the door, tell him you're 18.
Oh, crikey. Well, Gary, you've got to go back to work very shortly, haven't we? Have you got any other comments?
Yes, I have two more questions. One is,
go on, Gary.
How are you guys? How are you both?
Just found out really quickly it was 17 in Back to the Future, it says.
It was 17. Brilliant. Okay, I am well, Gary. I'm all the better for seeing your beautiful little face.
Also,
I'd like to see Carl Pilkington in that role.
Just Dredd.
Yeah.
I would like to see a prequel to. Oh, well, they already did that. Never mind. So here's my last question. You ready?
Yes.
How would you feel like if you're just walking in Wales and just like somebody hits you like a jar of peanut butter?
Somebody did what with a jar of peanut butter?
Just throws it at you.
I mean, it might knock me out. I mean, a jar of peanut butter's got to have some weight to it, right?
I'd accept the consequences for walking in Wales.
True. Wales is a beautiful country, Gary. You should
visit it. It is. Yes, I was walking there.
Sorry, forgot. Yes, on your way to Liverpool from Oxford. Yeah, via Wales. Yeah, totally get it. Have you got any other comments, Lummy, before we finish up the show?
No, everybody's. I think that's them all. I think it's all done.
Fantastic. It was nice having a chat about some retro gaming, look at some trailers for some new TV shows. Gary, you've got to go off and sell some pianos now, don't you?
Hi, Gary, keep walking.
Yes,
Red
exactly.
Dead Redemption make a Western movie.
That would make a great... Oh, my God. That would be brilliant. That would be brilliant. Did any of you guys see Uncharted film yet?
No.
Not yet, no.
It is like playing the computer game. It's if you kind of have that as your reservation for it, it's like, that you kind of frame it as that. I really enjoyed it. It was good. It was. I didn't have too high expectations for it. Oh. All right, well, Lumby, what's going on this week? Is there anything that you want to remind people of or plug this week?
No, Box Office Radio is next week. It's every week on Monday now with 2 hours rather than the 1 hour every week. So that's next week. I'm going to try and do a James Horner special. So Rocketeer, Braveheart, that kind of stuff. Star Trek 2 and 3.
Yep. And to everybody out there,
like Titanic or something like that.
Titanic.
Yeah, it was Titanic.
Titanic, yeah. Jumanji. There's loads.
Jumanji. I'd actually like a computer game with Jumanji. I don't know, like a really good one. That'd be good. Be nice. All right, brilliant. Well, Gary, thank you very, very much for joining us. Thank you for everybody who has commented on the show. Big T, Martin, Bobby, Bob, everybody can join in. Natalie Smeaton from the train.
I always want Gary to show us out of the window at New York, don't you?
I kind of do as well. Can you do that, Gary?
What are you on? Are you on your phone or are you on?
It's there's really nothing, but I could probably next week. But I could say to everyone, thank you so much for tuning in. I'll see you shopping at the House of Fraser in Oxford,
where he'll be doing a book signing called Gary's Trips.
I will be doing a book signing.
Gary, you should write a book, right, about your theoretical travels around Britain and the things that happen in between. I think it would be a brilliant book.
And just thoughts inside of my head.
Yeah.
Thoughts inside. Yes. That's what the world needs more of, Gary. The thoughts that are inside of your head. Well, brilliant. Yep. Thank you ever so much for everyone for watching the show and for commenting on the show. Hopefully, we should have a full house next week. I think we've got Smeat Dog back. We've got Nathan back from his honeymoon. He can tell us about the inappropriate hotel entertainment that he has had to endure while he's been away. And Gary, I hope you sell some pianos, mate.
Thank you. I'll see you all at Fenwick of Bond Street.
Right.
I'd love to see your search history on your computer, Gary. All right.
We've inspired Bobby to go dig out his N64. He's just said, "Wow."
Oh, Bobby! Brilliant.
Right.
In fact, we should definitely have a retro gaming one night. Absolutely.
Try and get them linked up somehow. I don't know, but we'll try it.
Let's do that. But until next time, ladies and gents, and everyone in between, thank you very much. We'll see you next week. Goodbye.
Bye.